Our nail isn't always crooked. I'll tell you that much. It's Wednesday night. No, it's Thursday night. Yesterday was Wednesday night. It's Thursday night, and I know a lot of people got work, so I don't even know why I tried to do this just now, but who it's for is going to be for. I'll put it that way. All right. Let me see. I got these nails on. I'm probably not going to be able to. Let me see something. Invite friends to watch. I don't like when they. Let me see. Yeah, I be on that stuff. It ain't, yeah. How do I? And I think this is. Oh no, this is. Let me see. I'm like an old person when it comes to this. You would think that I'm not, like I know my ropes by now, but I don't. I still don't know. I don't know. You guys gonna have to come in, but let me tell y'all. First things first. I had a ball yesterday for my birthday. It was really cool. That's why my pictures came in so late. I posted my birthday pictures like 2 hours before the next day, and so now today everybody was telling me happy birthday. Whole time my birthday was yesterday, and y'all saw how I looked in the pictures. I looked really good, and I had a very nice time. Thanks to those who actually did step in and support and pour into me and make sure that I had a good day. And it wasn't that many people, honestly. My sister, for one, my number one supporter, she definitely stepped in and she got me the balloons and got me cake and all this stuff, right? But the reason why this year was so meaningful for me was because last year was crazy. Now, I think my live is tripping. So I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I cannot see nobody. I can't see no views. I can't see anything. Only thing I'll probably be able to see is y'all comments. And this is not me trying to say this to y'all to trick y'all into commenting and stuff. I can care less. I'm just saying that if I don't speak to you, if it's, you know how it go, like, this person's watching or whatever. If I don't speak to you, it's because I can't see you. I can't see my viewers. It's a big fat zero up there. But I know it's people here. So with that being said, let me continue. Oh, and y'all can invite people if y'all want to, but this is not one of those live videos where I'll be teaching and preaching the gospel and stuff like that, like a lesson. This is more of a testimonial. Y'all know I'm still going to be teaching and preaching a little bit though, but it's not one of those where it's like, but this could bless somebody though. So, tag people if you want, share it if you want, come on in and let's talk about my birthday. Okay? So, I think it was like yesterday, on the day of, I believe, or was it the day before yesterday? I was talking to my sister, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm turning 26. And it was so funny because I really believed in my mind that I was turning 26 because I was sick last year when my 26th birthday came, and I wasn't able to celebrate it. And by the time I got back healthy again, I had to go into work. And so I really never got to celebrate my birthday and not really the holidays either. I don't really look at cooking and stuff as not celebrating though, if that makes sense. But as far as the actual holiday spirit, that was just not the type of timing that people was allowed to be on, because we was really about the mission of Christ at hand. These feel like they about to get to... Let me tell you something about them press-ons. You got to make sure you got the right glue because it'll get crazy. But, yeah, so last year, I want to say around, August, because last year I was sick a lot. I was sick, the whole year. So I got sick, towards the beginning of last year, around, when was that? Somewhere between, July. Yeah, it was June, July, May, June, July. I got sick. I had already been suffering from headaches, really, 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 really bad migraines. A lot of y'all, because I live in the San Bernardino area, especially in the town, and so I worked at Crown Ways Beauty Supply. So a lot of y'all used to come up to my job and see me up there because I used to work up there. Whatever the case is, the whole time I worked there, I had nothing but migraines. I'm talking about really, really, really bad migraines. And I didn't know what the source of it was, aside from me understanding that it was spiritual, because when you in Christ for real, and especially when you're heavily prophetic, you have a high sensitivity to atmospheres and surroundings, and the community that you're in. So when I was at work, when I'd be at work, the music that they would play, the kind of people that they were, the things that they carried with them and within them, the people that would come in there all day, every day, because it was so busy, it was kind of afflicting to me, and it affected me a lot. And so I believe that maybe that's where my headaches was coming from, but that wasn't it. It wasn't just that. See, there's always a spiritual reason, and then 9 times out of 10, there's a physical reason as well. Of course, this base of it all is going to be spiritual, because everything that's physical is spiritual first, since we know the physical is just the proof and evidence of the things that you could not see spiritually. I end up getting sick, I think like maybe a couple of months later. I ended up getting an infection, whatever the case was. And it started off really slow, like I said, the headaches, and then next thing you know, my mouth started hurting really bad, or whatever the case, and then my gums started swelling up really bad, and because I'm a person who still have to get my wisdom teeth pulled out, so I'm not realizing that as they're growing in, they pushing against stuff and hitting nerves it's not supposed to hit, and all this stuff is happening, and it's causing for my wisdom teeth to crush. They're crushing themselves. And so that's what was happening the first time. And me not having no medical like that, it was just really crazy, because a lot of things that I have problems with is systematic things when it comes to like this world, and when it comes to physicalities. Like I have a lot of physical problems when it comes to the system, whereas spiritually I don't really meet those type of problems. Like I don't really have like blockages or nothing spiritually, and so it would make sense that's going to show up somewhere. They'll try to do what they do. So for that time period, I didn't have no medical, I didn't have like no health benefits or nothing like that, and so it was not easy to just like, oh well, let me just go pull my wisdom teeth. And I had just left from my job. I had just lost the job that I was working at. So I'm like, wow, lost my car. I had bought a whole car, like I'm talking about a new vehicle, because I remember in 2023 I lost my Mazda. But I worked. I went through this season where it's like a wilderness season, where God put you in a place where he's sustaining you from a lot of things. Most times when you're going through the wilderness, you think it's the worst thing that can happen to you. But in actuality, going through a wilderness phase really be like you've been sustained. And for people who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it's really meant for you. So he like placed me in a place where he was sustaining me, but for me everything was dry and desolate, so I couldn't do nothing but depend on him. I couldn't work. I lost all my finances, and I was a girl who, I could get a job if I wanted to, but I was a girl who never really needed to work. I didn't have to work, so I wasn't really used to working for real, because I had money. So that like humbled me a lot. And then I never had to worry about like how I was going to get a thing or where I was going to go, whatever the case is, because I always had my car. And like God always just provided for me in a way where I didn't have to worry about nothing. So when he took that, I was like really hurt. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to try to figure it out and get a job then. And he had all the doors closed for that whole 8-month period until seasonals came. And then I got a job, and then I worked, and I saved and everything. And then I ended up, once that ended, I ended up going and getting my job at the beauty supply and saving from there. And then I ended up going to go buy a car. Car only lasted like a good 2 weeks. Because the thing about it is, if God's putting you in a position to tell you to be somewhere, and he's doing it for your own good, and you try to insist on doing something that you really believe that you need to be doing for yourself, he's definitely just going to crumble that whole plan. And so for me, he let me get the nice car and everything just for me to try to go out and do something to help towards my plan. And the plans sometimes don't even be bad plans. It's just plans that God don't have for you. So I'm going to go out, whatever the case is. The car broke down, everything. So boom, like I have been going through this for like 2 years already. So then I started getting sick and stuff like that. That was my 2023. So who would have thought that my 2024 would be the same thing? Boy, I'm talking about I got sick in the beginning of the year, this infection. I was hiding. The infection was so bad that I started hiding inside the closet during the daytime because the light was so sensitive that it made my head hurt, and I had to keep my eyes closed. And even the light that come from behind my eyes being closed was causing me pain. So I had to go and I had to put on some sunglasses. Like I had to wear sunglasses. I had to be in really cool dark areas, and that was the only way. I was taking acetaminophen, 6 pills a pop. I'm talking about like 1,000 milligrams. Like I think it was like what's like 1,000 milligram or 100 milligram, 500 milligram. So imagine 500 milligram acetaminophen, and you taking 6 of those. Like, and I'm talking about like every 4 hours because I was really in pain. Now I do see this comment, and definitely God will lead this. Yeah, I do believe that He will lead us to the right people. However, I can't see none of y'all stuff. I can't see none that's going on. I mean, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, just to give y'all a heads up. Like, I'm still keep talking though, but yeah. So I was taking 6 pills every 3 to 4 hours throughout the whole day, every single day. So by morning until night comes, I'm popping them pills. I'm popping them. And I'm hiding inside of the closet away from the light. And every single day the pain got worse. And it was the point to where I couldn't even open my mouth. Like, I'm talking about not even to talk, nothing. It was so bad. I started declining in health really rapidly. Like, my weight dropped down and everything, and it was just really bad. And so went to the hospital, and there's nothing they really could do about it. Like, the problem with them is, like, especially if you don't really got much to do with medical, honestly. The doctors really just don't be doctoring, for real, a lot of times. I'm put it that way. So realistically, there's this thing where we know prayer works, and you war like you're supposed to spiritually, and you do what you're supposed to do spiritually, but you also have that physical aspect as well, like, where the physical have to carry out its half as well. And the doctors just was not doing what doctors supposed to be doing. It's crazy. It was just blowing my mind. Eventually, though, after like pressing on enough, like, I ended up getting the medicine that I needed. And then it was bad because of then me not having Medi-Cal. They had to give me the insurance. I don't even think it was insurance at the time. I think what they ended up giving me was the coupons. That's what it was. And so my sister, she took me to the hospital. She took me to the pharmacy, and she paid for my medicine. And so I ended up taking medicine, getting better. Boom. Then August comes, and in August, I end up receiving the word or whatever. Well, I was receiving the words from God the whole time, like from just multiple different people. They come and saying the same stuff. And like, the closer I'm noticing, the closer it gets to my birthday, like it was like a lot of warfare going on. Mind you, I had already been sick, already out of a job, finances shot, just crazy, right? And so I'm going through a lot, and then in the midst of all this, God got His nerve of trying to elevate me to higher. Like, nothing made sense to me, but His thoughts are not ours, and so our ways is not like, His ways, especially when we are really stuck in just being human and not just developing and gaining His character in the moment. That's low-key the last thing humans do when we in the midst of not understanding. We kind of try to understand ourselves first and lean on, and then when we know it don't work, we lean on Him, and it's just insane. I don't know why we do that, but we do. So I'm just like, this is not making sense. So I'm like denying everything that He's trying to do for me, and all the levels He's trying to take me through to bring me higher. And one thing about me is, I'm going to be honest, when I hear God finna take you deeper or you finna go higher, I do not be praising. I do not be happy, for real. I get to crying because I know that means crushing, and I know that means pressing, and that means pruning. So I'm hearing like, God finna take you higher, and you're finna come in affirmation, all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, nah, like, I don't want this. I just want to be normal, doing things normally. And then I should have never said that, because guess what happened? I end up getting sick again, or whatever the case. And this was like around my birthday time. So we like August 20, I feel like somewhere between August 26th and the 28th, because it was like a 3-day event where I was crying, and like I'm talking about like a big old baby. Like, y'all, I am not lying. Like, I was crying really bad. And yeah, I was like tripping. And I was saying, like, basically I didn't want to do this stuff, and I didn't want none of this stuff to happen. And, you know, like, I just wanted what I desired to happen for me, and that was it. And most times you think that what's happening for you is not what you desire. Is, you know, like as if God give you the opposite of what you asking for, until you really just trust him and stick through it and you persevere. You end up finding out that actually what he's giving you is exactly what you desire and exactly what you are asking for. And it's like, it's kind of one of them things where we say, like, good things, sometimes a lot of good things are what's meant for you come through like strange packages. It's like, it's a test of your heart posture as well. So like, I'm like, this is not what I asked for or nothing like that. Like, this is not what I was like praying for. This is not what I desired. I'm a person, I'm really simple. Like, all I ever prayed for since I was a little girl was like love and family and like, you know, unity and like understanding stuff, things that money can't buy you, whatever, right? And it seemed like all God was trying to give me, he did give me that though. Like, when he came and called me, and you know, I actually answered the call and stuff, he actually really did give me that and more, and he made me realize that I always did have that. But in per se, I'm saying intangibility, like growing up with not having a big family, or like, you know what I'm saying, like wanting to be able to bring the family back together, have unity in the family, and if you can't do that, then have your own, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, and like I'm saying, I was standing for that for years and years and years and years and years. And so he would start showing me all these things about like what's going to happen in these times, in these years, and all this stuff. And by the time that I would start following that protocol and those times came, it was just like the complete opposite. What would be happening actually is, oh yeah, you're going higher, you're going deeper, woo. And everybody around me all like happy and woo, and all the energy suckers and all the prophetic crackheads and stuff start coming chasing after me now, and they trying to use me, and I just be sitting there miserable because I'm like, y'all are excited, but y'all do not understand what really was just being said to me right now. Like, it means more suffering, okay? Like, more responsibility. And just the last thing I'll be wanting is more responsibility. I'm just gonna be with you. Of course, though, when you don't remain in what's the word I'm looking for? Like, if you don't surrender and you don't like yield for real, like, things start happening. It does. All for like his glory though, and it's for the best of you, but things start to happen. So I believe that he kind of, like he always do to me since I've been younger, like grab me by my ear and just drag me through. So like, I think around like August 26th to the 28th, he was coming, telling me. I'm like, okay, September. During September, like that first week of September, I was fine. I'm telling y'all, no lies. Like, I was perfectly fine. Next thing you know, on like I believe like the 5th, 6th, like the 5th and the 6th. On the 5th, my gums got sore again. I'm not thinking there's nothing on, like, oh, my gums are sore, but I'm just going to keep gargling and everything and keeping everything clean. I don't think it's going to be nothing for real. Like, you know, keeping positivity.